Hello, so we are doing a quick tutorial. I'm going to do a few of these different tutorials just as I kind of make the next few parts of Breakout Manor. So first one is going to be how I make these kind of trench systems. So this is a new design that I did this year when I was designing the sets for Breakout Manor. So generally they stem from this kind of design, which is, I'll start off with a couple of 2x1 plates. Focus. So a couple of 2x1 plates put on top of each other, and then we'll get some of these 1x1 cylinders, so 3 of those on each block there, like so. Then we put a combination of a few different plates here again. So we've got two 2x1 plates with a 1x1 plate as well. So I pop 2x1 plate and a 1x1 plate, that one, on top. And we'll then pop another 2x1 plate, but go in the opposite direction. So you get something like that. Then I continue that, so you can kind of vary how frequently you put that side bit on. For this one, I've done 4 of the different sections. At the end, instead of using a 2x1, I finished off with a 2x1 tile. So you can see it's just flat at the end there. Then, to pop it in place, got this going on this side. So at the bottom, I've basically got a load of tiles. So these are there's a combination of 4x1 tiles and 6x1 tiles. Put them on top there, and then I've got some plates behind. So they're both elevated. So you could have them flat on the ground or flat on the base plate, but I've got them elevated by 1, just because I want the ground to be brown. And then basically that way you can slide this on here. Well, you don't even have to slide it, you just place it. So it sits nicely on the tiles. But then you come around here, it will also attach. So let's pop this around here. So because you've got those bits sticking out the side, they actually just slot into there. And it should all line up quite nicely. So they basically just slot into place there, like that. And then you can see in the corners, they line up quite nicely in that far corner there. And then you can, I think it works out at being from the same height as where it's connected. It's about 1 brick, so something like 1 brick and then a couple of plates, just to make it the same height. Basically you can then connect it on top, so I'll just connect it onto here for the sake of doing it, but they actually sit quite nicely onto there. So if we were to say come around here, just take this off for a sec. So looking at this bit here, if I was to take the top off here, like that, you can see it's the same system there. So all of them in place on the side. That one there is actually done slightly differently, I think. No, it's not. It's the same. So they're all in there, and then it is 2 bricks high. It actually looks like it's, yeah, slightly less than 2 bricks high, but then that just basically places on top, like that. And then it covers up nicely, like that. And that's your trench system. And then you can mess around with different heights and things like that. So say I've got a little bit lower there, but you can pretty much mess around with it. You make some quite different, or some quite good designs. You can see in this corner bit here, I've got both of them having tiles at the end. So that just means they slot in nicely into each other. Yeah, that's pretty much how you make those trench systems. And I'll be doing a few more tutorials on a few different things, but that's the first one.